The first elections in the United States. Challenges and process. When the United States was founded, elections were a new experiment in democracy. The country faced several challenges in organizing elections, including political divisions, voter eligibility concerns, and logistical difficulties. Here's a look at how elections were conducted in early America and the struggles faced during the process. Chapter 1. The first presidential election, 1788 to 1789. The first U.S. presidential election took place from the December 15, 1788 to January 10, 1789. 1789. Unlike today's elections, it did not involve a direct vote by the people. Instead, electors were chosen by state legislatures or by a limited number of voters. How the election worked. Each state selected electors, who were responsible for voting for the president. There were no formal political parties at the time, but most electors supported George Washington. Each elector cast 2 votes, one for their preferred candidate and another for a secondary choice. The candidate with the most votes became president, while the runner-up became vice president. Election outcome. George Washington won unanimously with 69 electoral votes. John Adams Biden came in second with 34 votes, becoming the first vice president. 2. Challenges in early elections. Limited voter participation. Only white male property owners could vote in most states. This meant a significant portion of the population. Women, enslaved individuals, Native Americans, and non-property owning white men were excluded. Some states had religious restrictions on voting. Lack of a standardized election process. Each state had different methods for choosing electors. Some states allowed voters to directly elect them, while others had state legislatures make the selection. There was no secret ballot. Many votes were cast verbally or publicly. Travel and communication difficulties. The U.S. was a vast country with limited infrastructure. News traveled slowly, making national elections difficult to organize. Votes had to be physically transported, sometimes taking weeks to reach Congress. Political rivalries and factionalism. Although there were no official parties in 1789, political divisions were already forming between Federalists, who wanted a strong central government, and anti-Federalists, who preferred more state power. By the next election in 1796, these divisions had grown into the first political parties, the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans. The controversial election of 1800, the first major electoral crisis. The election of 1800 was one of the most dramatic in U.S. history. It exposed flaws in the electoral system and nearly led to a constitutional crisis. What happened? Thomas Jefferson, Democratic Republican, and Aaron Burr, his running mate, received the same number of electoral votes, 73 each. The tie meant the election had to be decided by the White House of Representatives. After 36 rounds of voting, Jefferson was finally chosen as president. Impact of the 1800 election. It led to the High 12th Amendment, 1804, which changed the voting system so that electors cast separate votes for president and vice president to prevent future ties. Evolution of early elections. Over time, elections became more inclusive and structured. 1820s to 1830s. Property requirements were gradually eliminated, allowing more white men to vote. 1840s. The introduction of the secret ballot improved voting privacy. 1870. The 15th Amendment gave black men the right to vote, though many were still disenfranchised through discriminatory laws. 1920. The 19th Amendment finally granted women the right to vote. Conclusion: A nation learning to elect its leaders. The first elections in the U.S. were far from perfect. The system was exclusive, inconsistent, and sometimes chaotic. But it laid the foundation for modern democracy. Over the years, through constitutional amendments and reforms, the U.S. election system became more inclusive and organized. The story of early American elections is one of trial and error, proof that democracy is an evolving process rather than a finished product.